You've probably heard about this motivational framework that's been blowing up online. It's aggressive, it's direct, and it comes from the Kife Podcast. Today, we're going to break down exactly what it's all about, from how it defines why people get stuck to the pretty stark choices it says you have to make to really take control of your life. So, the whole thing really hinges on this one central problem, a state that the source calls waiting mode. The basic idea is that most of us are just, passively waiting. Waiting for life to get better, for that lucky break, a new boss, or for the entire world to just magically change for us. And this question, it's literally the foundation for their entire philosophy. The podcast suggests that this feeling of being stuck has nothing to do with a lack of opportunity. Nope, it's all about a specific passive mindset. This is the diagnosis that the rest of their framework is designed to cure. All right, let's get into the weeds here. What exactly is waiting mode? According to the podcast, you absolutely have to understand this trap before you have any hope of escaping it. Okay, so at its heart, waiting mode is all about this trap of just expecting things to happen. Waiting for someone to give you permission or for some outside force to validate you. The source argues that when you're in this state, you're basically outsourcing all responsibility for your own life, just hoping somebody else is going to come along and fix things for you. And this is where they hit you with the cold, hard truth. The message is just blunt. The universe does not care. From this point of view, waiting for some kind of external help is completely pointless, because absolutely nothing is going to change until you decide to change what's going on inside your own head. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. The podcast then takes this idea and uses it to categorize everyone, literally everyone, into three very distinct types of people. It's a simple way of looking at the world, but man, is it provocative? Just look at this. This chart basically sums up their entire worldview. According to them, a massive 90% of all people fall into that first category, the victas. That leaves just 10% for the other two groups combined. So let's break down what each of these types actually means. So first up, you've got the victim. This is the person who, always has someone or something else to blame. It's the government's fault. It's the economy. It's my parents. By constantly pushing the blame onto external things, they never take ownership of their own lives. And, as the source puts it, they just end up settling for the leftovers. Then you have type 2, the overthinker. And man, this one probably hits close to home for a lot of us. This is the person who just consumes information endlessly. They read all the books, they take the courses, they watch all the videos, but they never actually do anything with it. They're stuck getting ready to get ready, but the action never comes. And the podcast is super blunt about it with quotes like this one. They use this kind of aggressive language to really hammer home what they see as the problem with the overthinker. It's paralysis by analysis. You have all the information you need, but you're missing the courage to actually pull the trigger. So it's not a problem of intellect, it's a problem of will. And that brings us to the top of the pyramid, the person everyone is supposed to want to be, the master. According to this framework, this is the tiny elite group that just operates with total agency. They don't wait around for permission, they don't follow some path somebody else laid out for them. They decide what their reality is, and, as the podcast puts it, they just take what's theirs. Okay, so that's the big question, right? How do you actually get from being a victim or an overthinker to becoming a master? Well, the podcast is very clear. It's not about changing your circumstances first. It's all about a fundamental psychological shift. And this gets us to one of the framework's core arguments about success, especially when it comes to money. The idea is that success isn't attracted to neediness. In fact, they argue that broadcasting a vibe of need actually pushes away the very thing you want. And this comparison here really lays it all out. On the left, you've got the need mindset. It's a state of lack, and the source claims that all it does is attract more problems into your life. But on the right, you have the winner mindset. And this is all about feeling like you've already succeeded before it actually happens. It's about rewiring your brain to operate from the state of, I already won. So after all that theory, what's the actual takeaway? Well, it all boils down to a super simple 3-part directive. This is their immediate call to action for anyone who's listening. And here it is. This is the whole game plan to break the cycle. Number 1, stop complaining, stop blaming. Number 2, stop waiting for things to happen. And number 3, decide. Decide you're going to change. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. And that's really the question they leave you with, isn't it? It's provocative. It puts 100% of the responsibility for everything in your life squarely on your own internal state. So what do you think? Is your reality just a reflection of your mindset? Is this an empowering call to action, or is it a massive oversimplification? That's the question right at the heart of this entire framework.